Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hive Hand. But today's video is slightly different, as, ladies and gentlemen, I think you can technically call this a sponsored video. A topic that's been floating around for quite some time is the Arkansas FE, and our good buddy DJ Productions, also known as Doug, the Great Doug. Oh, the very great Doug. Doug is so great. Kindly requested this particular video. Now, what this video is about, and I'm kind of going to explain, it's not 100% what he asked for, but, it's close enough. So what Doug has said is every time I say that the great Doug is great, and how great Doug is going to donate £1 to the channel, $1. So, let's see if we can bankrupt Doug. Even though he's really, really great. The greatest Doug. Out of all the Dougs I know, he's definitely the greatest of Dougs. So, yeah, you're going to have to excuse the sarcastic theme. But what I'm trying to point out here is when you take the Arkansas forward, look how much angle you have to give to get your guns off. Okay? Like, we've seen it just there. Like, you can basically fire 3 turrets off the front when you're using sort of quite a shallow angle, but to get 4, you don't get 4, you pretty much automatically jump to 5. You've almost got to be broadside in the Arkansas. And oh, look there, that is Akuma, and Akuma is nothing but a victim to battleships. He is we got unlucky for all the penetrations, and only 2 penetrations on him, scoring like 6,000 damage. Yeah, a bit pointless. It was unfortunate. That should, a well aimed shot on Akuma should almost instantly be a deletion. I'm sure the greatest of all, Doug, would 100% agree with that as well. He is great. Is Doug? There we go. The great Doug would have done it on the first salvo. It took us 2, unfortunately. But I'm sorry, Doug, for not being as great. Like if I was the greatest of the Dougs, then we would have 100% finished that off. Right, okay, so now, as you can see, as we're going in reverse, like look at the angle that we have to show to get 4 guns. Like we'd only have 3 at this angle at best, and to get 5, yeah, it's really shallow when nowhere near broadside, and flat out in reverse we lose like I think it's 1 kilometer of speed. So essentially, the Arkansas feels almost French. It feels like it's meant to work better going backwards. I'm sure the great Doug will appreciate that bit of international banter there. Right, okay, so yeah, we are now going to 100%. Keep the Arkansas in reverse. A lot of their ships seem to be pushing this flank, and that honestly, this is what kind of makes the Arkansas so good at the tier. Like, forwards and backwards is so interchangeable. You don't need to flip the ship around 180 degrees. Like, you lose so little by using reverse as opposed to forward when the situation sort of dictates what you need to be doing. It just makes the ship incredibly versatile. It's one of my favourite ships for basically it's puppy kicking when you drop down to tier 3, and like when you've had a string of bad games, I'm sure the great Doug would agree with this. Is that when you've had a stroke of bad games, you've had a run of bad luck, it's nice to just jump into tier 3, where the gameplay is significantly more questionable at higher tiers. Not that it's not questionable at higher tiers, and just absolutely wreck everything you come across, and yeah, it definitely helps get your mojo back. And there we also get a close quarters medal. I'm sure the great Doug would approve. How many times can we say how great Doug is in one video? Do you reckon we can break 100? I 100% don't expect him to hold up the bargain of donating $1 every time I see the Great Doug. I am just going to have fun with this, and with how great Doug is. Obviously, Doug has been a very long-term follower of the channel. He was probably within the first 1 or 200, and some of you may know him. He's USS HE Spam is his gamer tag. Genuinely, and this isn't for $1. This one's a freebie, okay, Doug? He's always offering his services to like help out like new players and try and help them out, and genuinely makes him a great member of the community. And that was another free one. Okay, so take $2 off there, Doug. You good? So unfortunately, Doug did request that I reverse at all times. I'm reversing straight into 3 ships. I'm going to go forward, but I'm still going to use the rear of the ship. I think that counts. And as you can see, that South Carolina, like the angle he has to give to get more than 2 guns off, because he's sailing towards us and not using the rear of his ship, just basically makes him like an easy target. Our ability to fire 4 turrets back over the 2 turrets he can bow tanking, just by giving that little bit of angle, just makes it an unfair fight, in all fairness. And this St. Louis was a little bit bold. What do you think, Doug? See, the Great Doug would not have gone broadside there. He would not. He would have stayed behind the islands and used the islands, and decided not to push me. I've got to give credit to this vampire player. The vampire's not particularly good DD for tier 3. Unfortunately, it's a Class V British destroyer that was gifted or loaned to the Australians and then later on given. It was one of 2 2 DDs to be named vampire for the Australians. And we should have switched to HE sooner. Like fair enough, but we hit him. He was badgering us, which is good. Like, he was trying to set us on fire. Exactly what he should have been doing. Maybe he got slightly unlucky with his attempts to get us on fire. But like, credit where credit's due. Like, he frustrated me a little bit. But you know, I decided to focus on the St. Louis earlier, and because he was an easier kill, let's be honest, in this game, it should be in the bag. It really should. So this Gangut is boldly pushing us, and I'm sure Doug, being as great as he is, understands that the Gangut is a real threat at tier 3, purely because of its armor. Its armor's freaking amazing, and it does make it a very, very difficult ship to deal with. But if you follow the teachings of the Great Doug, you will know that if you point the Arkansas the wrong way, so you get all the guns going, you are going to cause some serious damage. And yeah, we absolutely slapped that Gangut, and then the Consult comes in and finishes him off. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to spend any more of this game in reverse, basically because I'm sort of like halfway through the turn. It's like, all right, okay, I might as well finish this turn and try and get a Kraken, because what better way to honour the Great Doug than to give him a Kraken on his video request. So this is for you, Dougie, the greatest of Dougs, maybe even possibly the greatest of all. But he likes to troll me, so yes, I'm 100% taking this opportunity to troll the hell out of him back, ladies and gentlemen. So I do apologise a little bit, but it's all fun and games. It's all for a good cause. Me. Right, okay. So that little bloody vampire that caused us so many headaches earlier on is now basically the opposite side of the map to us, and kind of causing problems for our team. So let's see. What I'm going to do here really quickly is pray to our Lord and Saviour, the Doug, the greatest of all Dougs. And you know, we're talking over an 11-kilometre shot here in an Arkansas on a DD. That's manoeuvring. We shoot up, we fling a couple of shells a bit higher in preparation, and yeah, we get him. That's a Kraken unleashed for the great Doug. And legitimately, I was like, we were talking on Facebook, and he was like, "Hi, if you need to do a video on this, every time you call me great, I'll drop you $1." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." Loaded up all the Warships Legends, picked the Arkansas, and this was the outcome. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to apologise to the great Doug here for sailing forward, but it was just the smartest move to do. And unfortunately, this is pretty much the end of the action for us. One of probably what you could potentially call the Achilles heel of the Arkansas is the fact that, like, yeah, it's really slow. And once you're sort of out of position and out of the match, there's that's pretty much game. And the console picks up another kill that should have been ours. So we should have been on 7 kills here, Doug. I would have almost have been at greatness levels of Doug if it wasn't for that pesky CV. But no, fair play to him. He seems to have had overall a fairly good game. Even if he's dead, he's still dropping bombs. So GG's to the console, the consult player on our friendly team as well. Obviously, typical carrier player. Their carrier is sort of sitting there right at the back of the map, a million miles away from us, and this is going to be a case of we're just going to, watch the timer count down. So whilst we're doing that, I think the only thing really left to say is how great Doug is. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Like, is Doug the greatest? I personally think Doug is the greatest of all of them. Maybe, I don't know. I got a little bit of a soft spot for Dougie from Hey Dougie. My kids tend to watch that quite a lot at the moment, and yeah, he's a pretty great Doug as well, but not quite as great as our Doug. So, can I really keep this up for another 2.5 minutes? I don't know if I can, and 100% feeling a little bit guilty about how many times I've pointed out how great Doug is, but we're just slowly and surely turning this into a pleasure cruise. Just hoping that our other battleship can finish off this carrier, because let's be honest, like, he's sailing away into that back corner. It's gonna take us a minute and a half to even get into range to be able to fire at him. And if I was going backwards like the great Doug suggested, it'd be still a minute and a half, because the Arkansas is pretty much exactly the same speed. I think you can get 18 knots in reverse, and it's like 19. Oh well, you can see here almost. We just broke 20 knots going forward. But I would, as we're coming into the closing section, so I would genuinely like to thank the great Doug for the video suggestion. Genuinely, like, it made me smile talking about it, and then taking it out, and then just like pulling off a Kraken, like kicking puppies. Like, it gives you that, like, yeah, like, it makes you feel happy. Makes you feel happy bullying new players, which sounds awful, but sometimes you need it, particularly when the game can get frustrating. And it's stuff like this which is what makes Doug so great. His trolling makes me smile. So, is it trolling? He might be the greatest, but he's probably the worst troll. Again, I do want to say thank you very much to him. I want to say thank you very much to everyone who subscribes to the channel. Like, genuinely, I thoroughly love this game. Thoroughly love the community, and like I said, it's things like this, the sort of community, the fact that we can have a bit of joke and a bit of fun with each other. It just brings a smile to your face. I 100% do not expect Doug to keep up his end of the bargain, because I completely took the piss there. I don't even know how many times I said Doug was great, which he is. He's the greatest. But thank you very much for stopping by. And, as always, until next time, take care.